Hey guys. Okay, here's the video. I just woke up at 2 o'clock I was dreaming. I was driving a car. Well, during the day it was like 100 degrees out and humidity. And I wasn't going outside because I got nothing to do, and I ain't going out there and sweat my ass off for no reason. So I said stay home and play video games all day. Well, not all day, but and it's a driving game on the PS3. Anyway, I was playing that. I go to bed at 12 o'clock roughly, and midnight. And I wake. I'm dreaming. I'm driving a car, just like the video game. You know that happens. And all of a sudden, in the spirit world, I go into another state. So my ego is dreaming in the illusion where I'm driving a car. It's not what my soul's doing. My soul is talking to somebody. And I slowly wake, I slowly come out of the dream of where I'm driving a car into I'm talking to somebody. And all of a sudden I hear JC and Tina in the background, and they're yelling, screaming. And I wake up. I can still hear Tina and the kids and Jesus yelling at me. Jesus Christ. And so they go, Rich, it's a Sasquatch, it's Bigfoot. He wants to talk to you, And I'm looking around and everything's pitch black. Pitch black. And I'm in a forest and it's pitch black. Now in the illusion, you can create anything you want. Well, the Sasquatch creates the forest. That's his world. And I've done it. And he creates a forest. I can't see a goddamn thing, but I can hear his voice. And he's calling me. And I'm listening to Jesus and the kids. And I'm listening to the Sasquatch. He goes, Richard, my name. He's calling me over. He goes, come forward. We talk. Like that. And he's talking broken English. Not broken, but very basic English. And he goes, come forward. We talk. Like that. So I slowly walk over. I'm pitch black. I'm freaking out. I'm going, holy shit, this is the Sasquatch. This is what he promised he wanted to do, to talk to me. So JC set it up, so to speak, on his terms and everything. So he goes, come forward. So I'm walking towards him. I'm just walking in the pitch black. I can't really see anything. I can't see on a good day very well. But I'm walking towards his voice. He goes, stop, sit down. He goes, stop and sit down. So I just sit down on the ground, and he goes, you, Peachtree. You, Peachtree. And I'm going, I'm like, I'm a peach tree? I'm like, what the fuck? He goes, Richard, Peachtree. And I'm like, okay. So he's using the peach tree symbolically to represent me. You know, it's like females. Oh, forget that. I was gonna say cougar because I had a thing with a cougar. Anyway, that was a different subject. But he's representing a peach tree of me, so he's using different symbology for me. I'm a peach tree, and I'm like, okay, fuzzy on the outside, sweet flesh. I don't sound too good. And a big fucking nut in the middle. Right? That makes sense. And so I'm like, okay, Peachtree. And turns out, Peachtree is something that Christ was using. He was saying Peachtree, symbolically representing something else for like a year now. He's been saying peace tree over and over in reference to me. All of a sudden, the Sasquatch comes out and he goes, "You peace tree, you peace tree." And he goes, after that was established, he goes, Need your roots. What roots? What roots? And I'm like, what the fuck? And he goes, your roots, peach tree's roots. And I'm like, I couldn't really understand. And I'm thinking, I'm like, wait a minute. I'm trying to think it 2 hours like that. So anyway, I'm thinking about Peachtree and the roots. So I'm Peachtree, and he wants to know my roots. Oh, shit. And Christ comes flying up. And I saw him. I know, first time I ever saw Christ's face. This Christ that I'm working with. First time I ever saw his face. And I see it during a Sasquatch meeting. Fuck. Couldn't believe that. And then, he goes. He's whispering in my ear. I can see his face. Skin color and everything. Like I'm talking to somebody. I'm awake in my bed, by the way. But I'm still in sane illusion, or the astral, or the illusion. There's sane illusion, but I was in the illusion. But I'm awake, consciously. Sasquatch, Christ, kids. They're all in the illusion watching me, and we're in the forest. Just like that. Anyway, back to where the conversation was going. So I'm thinking, I need to think, I'm in the illusion, which means I'm spirit. I'm astral traveling. So does he want my roots of my spirit? He goes, all of a sudden I'm thinking this, and he goes, Peachtree, not from here, not from here. And all of a sudden I got, bam, the Anunnaki, right? And I'm like, holy shit, okay. Because the Anunnaki brought wheat and other plants to eat, and these are all been introduced to the earth. Watch Lloyd Pye, I think it is, Lloyd Pye, Zachariah Sitchin, read his books. They talk about corn and wheat and everything that was brought here to Earth from the Anunnaki planet. You guys are gonna think I'm fucking crazy, but this is the way it is. Sorry. Anyway, in my world, believe it or not, I'm just explaining my experiences. You can do whatever you want with them. So he said, "Peachtree's not here, not from here." He never said Earth. He said here. So it's like, I'm like, wishing you could talk English, and like say Earth. Like I'm in the illusion. So I'm thinking astral, and I have to think the illusion is home, but I'm here, and this is my home, in reality, on the Earth. And he goes, "What roots?" He goes, "Peachtree, not from here. What roots?" And I'm like, holy shit. So he wants to know my roots of my soul. So how do I tell him this? So I'm like, okay. And Craig said, yeah, he wants to know where you're from. And he goes, and I go, okay. So what I did was, I drew a picture on a piece of paper. It's an illusion. You can do what you want. And I can create vehicles. I can create. So I created a picture, and I drew an Anunnaki, white, big, long, tall Anunnaki with a big head, cone fucking head, big heads. Those were the Anunnaki. Then I drew me a beige ET with egg eyes, not the almond eyes, egg eyes, and wrinkles, and beige. And I put the Anunnaki here on one side of the page, and I put the other ET, my family ET. My spirit is from that ET race. I came here, I'm born. So, I got my ET race and the Anunnaki race. So, I told him, I go, no, not me. And I put a human right here in the middle, underneath. So there's the Anunnaki, human, and thing. And I drew this picture. And I put over top of the beige ET, the Big Dipper, and the 3 stars. And Orion's belt. No, I drew Orion, that's right. I drew Orion's belt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 in the middle. And I circled the middle star. And my roots. I go, these people from here, my roots. No. And he goes, Petrie, no, roots. And I go, from these guys, I'm holding up the paper, I'm going, these guys, no, not me, roots. My roots. And he's like, I couldn't tell him. He goes, roots. Which roots? And I'm like, roots. I'm trying to tell him my soul, my spirit. Roots. And he didn't understand. He's going, don't understand. No understand. So I said, okay, I don't need to do this. So what I did was I ripped off my shirt and I took a magic marker and I drew a great big eye on my heart. An eyeball on my heart. And he goes, and I go, spirit, soul, spirit. I go, the big eye in my heart is these guys, the ETs from Orion's belt. And he goes, oh, roots, like that. And he goes, roots. He goes, roots. And I'm like, holy shit. Freaked me out, man. And this is in the middle of pitch black somewhere. He's out there in the trees. I had a camera the whole time. I'm filming this in the spirit world, but I didn't catch anything from what the kids say and Tina. So then he goes, what truth? Or what truth happened? What truth you know happened? And I'm like, he says something like that. And I'm like, happened. I'm thinking, he knows I'm having trouble understanding. And then he said, Peachtree, roots. So I'm interpreting roots as physical reality. And so I go. So I got another piece of paper and I drew the Anunnaki alien. And I go, star people. And I brought the other one. Yeah, I was pointing out, star people. So this is star people and the Anunnaki star people. Like that. And then I draw a human next to the Anunnaki on another piece of paper. No, on the same paper. And I took it. I go, Anunnaki. No, I got another piece of paper. Sorry, I forgot. I got another piece of paper. I drew an Anunnaki, tall white person. And then I drew it with a big head. And then I drew a chimp, like a caveman chimp. And I go, star people, chimp, monkey man. And he goes, oh, monkey man. And he goes, roots. And I'm like, okay, hold on. And so I go, and then I put drops of blood coming out of their arm, like drops of blood. Like I took a knife and I went and made blood come out of my arm. It wasn't real, but I just made it so you can understand blood. And then I took, on the paper, I had the Anunnaki hand, and I cut its wrist, and I go, look! And the blood came out, and made a pool, and I made human on the middle of the pool of blood. So I took the ET's blood and human blood in a pool that dripped together and made a pool, and a human grew out of it. And I go, roots, like that. And he goes, and he's just in there, he's thinking, he's like, peach tree roots. And I'm like, yeah. I go, me peach tree, roots, this ET, and roots, human. He goes, human. He goes, and then he wanted to know the difference between his people and our people. And I'm going, truth, no, I don't know. I don't know the truth of your people. You tell me. I go, you, truth, me. And he couldn't, he didn't know. And I go, sorry, bud. And he knew about me in the physical reality because of a past experience down by the creek where he did that little wood thing. So he knew that. And Christ, and then I had to piss, man. I had to piss. So I go, and he said some more stuff. He goes, you, human. And I go, yes, yeah, human. And he goes, me. He goes, Sasquatch. He said Sasquatch, because I'm always talking about Sasquatch to Christ and everything. And he goes, me, Sasquatch, something like that. Sasquatch. He says Sasquatch. I go, no, Sasquatch. I go, you Sasquatch. And he goes, me, Sasquatch, you peach tree human. And I'm like, hey, oh my God. And he goes, truth. And I go, yeah, truth. I go, we call you Sasquatch. And humans call you Sasquatch. He goes, and Bigfoot. And I go, Bigfoot. He goes, and also Bigfoot, because footprints in the ground and stuff like that. So anyway, he goes, and then I had to get up and pee, and then slowly I go, next meeting, you call me, you tell me, next meeting. And he goes, and something like, yeah, okay, whatever. And I had to get up and go to the bathroom really bad. I was laying in bed for 2 hours in a full bladder, okay? I think that's the reason, one of the reasons I woke up was full, I had to piss so bad. But I couldn't move because here I am talking to a fucking Sasquatch. So anyway, then as I'm pissing, I sit down at the computer and I'm waking up, I can hear Christ talking to him about the interpretation of what I was trying to say. Christ has a different way of interpreting spirit in the flesh on the earth. He has, where I have a hard time with the illusion and the spirit and soul and the illusion, in my reality, I don't have a hard time. I understand the basics of it, and I understand the complexity of it. But for me to explain it to someone is even harder for me, because how do you do it? I gotta do it in basic terms. I mean, I try to get as complex as I can, but sometimes just, and then I gotta tell Sasquatch what I tell you guys. And I don't want to swear, I don't want to disrespect them, I want to keep it, human to Sasquatch. Just two guys pounding out the details, having a good time. That's all. That's all it's about. So here I am, hanging out with a Sasquatch, pounding out the details of truth. And then he went, I heard him and Christ talking, truth this, truth that, truth. He goes, Sasquatch, truth. Want truth, we want roots, we want the truth of the roots of I think what he wants is what I'm always talking to Christ about. Where the souls come from. Why am I so different from all the other people? Why do I live in this world yet I'm talking to him in that world, in the astral world, from here? I go, you gotta ask Jesus about that, because I ain't fucking telling you that one, man. I go, it's hard enough for me to understand. So, Christ is helping. So, when I got up and left, I could still see Christ. He was sitting there with me, helping me understand what he was saying, and how I could say it back to him. But it was my conversation with him. But Christ later kept sitting there, talking to him about this stuff, so he could understand what I was saying. Holy shit, that's crazy, man. Crazy. Yeah, one thing I told the Sasquatch wrong. I made the Big Dipper. It's the first thing that popped into my head, the Big Dipper. And I meant to put Orion's belt, Orion. I just got the wrong star system. From where my soul is from, a long time ago. It ain't even relevant, but it is. Because he wants to know how are the fucking humans created, and how are we created? Well, this is what I'm always talking about to JC, and he's sitting in the background in the illusion listening to it, trying to understand. So he's having a conversation with me now, so we can clear this up. Both my soul perception and my ego perception is in his world now. So which one is Peachtree talking? The ego or the soul? Do you understand? So we made that clear. Christ made that clear to him. That Rich goes home in the illusion. But when he's sleeping, he's here. And that's the only difference. And he wanted to know what we thought about him, between humans and Sasquatch. What are the differences? Where did the Sasquatch come from? He goes, difference, human, Sasquatch. I wanted to say Sam Squatch, but I figured I better not, because he wouldn't get it. I don't think he has a fucking TV, but anyway, guys, it was really interesting. Really interesting, man. I never saw a goddamn thing. All I heard was his voice, and it was deep. Shit. I'm like, okay, no problem. Shit. It was just like out in the woods in the middle of the night, pitch blackness, talking to a Sasquatch. But it was in the astral. To me, there's not much fucking difference. Actually, the astral and heaven and the astral plane is all home. That's where home is. That's home. This is the dream. We come here to Google. This is a school. We come here on vacation. Well, call it what you want. Fucking prison planet. And I wanted to tell him the Anunnaki, bad people. How do you say that? How do you say not good people? I don't know. Maybe that's all coming in the future. Maybe we're going to have big conversations about this in the future. I know there's more coming with them. It took, since my last video I made, this much time, so I got to check the dates. But it was like a week almost. No, about a week before we finally had this conversation. Fucking Peachtree. And I put the papers on the ground so he could have them. I gave him a great big apple. And he said something about the apple. He goes, apple tree. Something apple tree. His representation of an apple tree. And it was just a gift saying, eat it. I was just saying, eat it, man. That's really good. Good stuff. And everybody, I not only knew that because I watch all those Sasquatch shows where the people leave Sasquatch or apples out. So like gifting. So I figured I'd give him an apple as a gift. I did that with the aliens, my aliens. I gave them an apple as a gift, and they gave me a couple of days later. They gave me one of their fruits. It looked like a potato mushroom, but it was fruity, like a kiwi, but it looked like a potato. I never made a video about it because it ain't a big deal, but I should. So anyway, you want to talk to Christ? Talk to Christ. You want to talk to Sasquatch? Make sure you're with Christ. You want to talk to aliens? Make sure you're with Christ. Holy shit. This Sasquatch stuff is all new to me. Here. I got a lot of here from my experiences of past lives where I've talked to them or met them. And I know how to present my heart to them. Just keep it natural law. Just like that. Live and let live. Be friends and talk. If I'm an asshole, they ain't gonna talk to me. They ain't gonna even want to be around me. If I'm out in the woods and I'm carrying a gun, they ain't gonna be around me. Not really. I'm not gonna sit down and have a conversation. But if you're just a normal human, I expect some kind of interaction if they're around. Anyway, guys, my time is up. That was my Sasquatch video or experience tonight. And it happened. I played some video game. I can't sleep. I slept 1 hour last night. So I'm going back to bed. 6 o'clock now. Maybe I'll do a C5 this morning if it ain't too hot. Okay.